most testosterone boosters are a complete scam and waste of time. And the ones that actually work are things you probably wouldn't think about, right? And I've coached entrepreneurs through this. I've done all the trial and error and experimentation myself through experience. And yeah, I'm going to be ranking everything all the way from S tier all the way down to D tier. So things that are underrated and very helpful and actually work, down to complete scams and garbage things you shouldn't even worry about, right? So yeah, all this stuff is going to improve your strength, your overall mood, your energy, your focus, your confidence, your health overall as an entrepreneur. So lock in, full screen, no distractions. I'll see you on the computer. All right, guys, let's get straight into it. Now, with each of these here, I'm going to be ranking them based on the evidence strength, the impact size, like how much you're actually going to notice, the cost to benefit ratio, if it's actually worth the money, and how easy it is to implement, right? So let's start off with natural cleaning products. So this one's kind of interesting. Now, the reason this is even on here and it's relating to testosterone is because a lot of the chemicals in your soap, in your cleaning products, even the things that go into your food from dishwashing, the things that go into your clothes with the washing machine, your hand soap, your shampoo, your conditioner, your cream, your facial cleansing, all this shit, anything you put on your skin and your body is going to be disrupting your hormones to at least a small degree. Now, when you stack that with a million things you're having every single day, all these cleaning products, right? It's definitely worth the move to get natural cleaning products. There is enough natural ingredients out there in the world to do everything, to brush your teeth, to wash your hair, to do everything. All these products are a scam and they're just full of chemical bullshit things that are disrupting your hormones, right? They are endocrine disrupting hormones. There's a lot of studies coming on about this. They definitely disrupt your hormones. They're going to be lowering your testosterone, right? It's not going to have the biggest impact compared to obviously lifting weights and other things I'm going to talk about. But I think this is something everyone should do because it's easy to implement, right? There's a lot of natural ingredients you could find in the grocery store if you just open your eyes and be a little bit conscious of it, or order it from Amazon or somewhere online, come to your doorstep in a few days, swap out your toothpaste, swap out your washing detergent, go all natural. It works, it won't smell, especially if you get a good brand, right? Cost to benefit ratio, they're usually not that expensive. Sometimes they're even cheaper and they last longer. Again, you're not going to wash your clothes. It's going to be even cleaner than the harmful chemical soap. Like, obviously, it's not going to be as effective, but you're going to be saving your health and it's going to be worth it, right? I would say impact size. It's going to improve your T levels, but not by a lot, right? I think it might even be more placebo. I think it's something everyone should do. Don't expect the biggest impact. Very simple, very easy. I would actually rate this fairly high. I'd probably throw this in like a just because it's so easy to implement. I'll put it in A. Yeah, okay, cool. Next one, let's talk about calories. All right, eating enough calories. Now, the thing about most entrepreneurs is what you guys probably do is you intermittent fast and then you have a few meals throughout the day and then you might burn and crash out every few days or something. And now, what this is, I'm speaking about specifically, is being in a caloric surplus or a maintenance. Because when you're under eating calories, your cortisol will be through the roof. Your energy, your body will just break down because you're not giving it enough fuel it needs to actually perform cognitively, physically, right? And so this mistake actually has a massive impact on your T levels. Just because, like, how can you build, especially if you're in the gym and you're trying to gain weight and actually boost your testosterone. If you're in a caloric deficit for an extended period of time, especially a harsh one, if you're like in an 800 caloric deficit for a few days, you're going to burn and crash out. And this is a mistake I made a lot. So super important. That's going to go in S tier, right? Moving on. Let's talk about zinc, right? Zinc, evidence. It seems like the people that get the benefits from this, same with most nutrients and, vitamins and minerals. You get the benefits in the beginning if you're deficient in it. So the best way with all supplements is just to test your blood and figure out what you're deficient in. All right, if you're not eating meat and fish, then you're likely going to be deficient in zinc. You're going to notice a difference. But I mean, cost to benefit ratio, not too expensive, easy to implement. You just swallow a pill. I would just probably put that in B, maybe even C, right? Because it's just 90% of the time it's not really going to make much of a difference, but it can help if you're deficient, right? So yeah. Anyway. The next one, let's speak about lifting weights. Now, I'm talking about lifting weights the correct way, the correct technique. You're lifting heavy, you're improving your lifts a little bit week by week in terms of strength. You're getting stronger. You're recovering properly, so that's including everything else, your sleep, your diet, your stress, etc. This itself is going to be massive for improving testosterone. You could be doing all the other things, but if you're not lifting heavy, your T levels can only go so high and grow so quickly. This is something I started doing recently, the past 2 to 3 weeks. I'm in a fasted state right now. I don't have much water or a pump, but I've been fucking gaining testosterone. I've been gaining. I'm actually on a cut. I'm not been gaining size, but my T levels are rising up very high, and that's because I'm consciously lifting a lot heavier. I'm just checking if I was recording it. That's because I'm consciously tracking my lifting. I'm actually trying to get stronger in each of my lifts, right? And I notice it. I feel it week by week. I just feel more testosterone. I feel more power, more energy, more focus, right? More confidence, right? Lifting weights. If you really want to, improve your T levels, as long as you're recovering, you should be lifting weights. So this is going to be a super, super key thing. Evidence strength. There's a ton of research out there. Everyone knows by now that lifting heavy weights is going to boost your T levels. It's easy to implement. I don't know. Don't be lazy. I mean, even a 40-minute session, 3 times a week is going to be enough to boost your T levels. It doesn't have to be crazy. You don't have to be in the gym 2 hours a day. You don't have to be doing all this crazy working. And also, overtraining is the whole thing as well. I'm talking about recovering, right? On the other end, if you're training too much, that's going to actually lower your T levels, right? So this is just, this photo right here, this example is doing it the right way, right? But there's overtraining. If it was overtraining, I'd probably throw that in probably D tier, right? Now, next one. Let's talk about ice baths. Ice baths, all right? I used to be the ice bath master. I used to do it every morning, right? But what I'll say about it is if you're already under a lot of stress, aka your cortisol is very high and you're not recovering, and yeah, along with recovery, like you're not sleeping well, you're also not in a caloric surplus or a maintenance, you've got a lot of things going on. This is just throwing yourself in more stress. Like you have a stress bucket that you can handle. And if it's already very full and then you're having an ice bath, it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Right? But the thing is with this, it actually raises your stress tolerance. Like you train yourself through this. And so the rest of your day you kind of have less stress in a way. So it's kind of a catch-22. It's kind of a weird one. I would say if you're recovering and your stress isn't that high in general in life, then do it. Maybe once or twice a week, play around with it. But again, if you're waking up and you lack sleep and you've been overtraining and you're like just feel cooked, then don't throw yourself in freezing cold water. But done the right way, I would say in terms of testosterone, because it lowers stress, cortisol, when cortisol is low, T levels will be high. Probably throw that in B. Nothing crazy. It's kind of cool. But yeah. What else? Let's speak about, and again, there's a lot of things I could speak about with each of these, but I want to keep this short and sweet for you guys to actually just get through it, right? So, plastic. No, very similar to the chemical soaps and cleaning products. Plastic is becoming one of those that most people are becoming aware of. There's a lot of studies coming out about it, and they actually found that on average, each human being has a credit card size worth of plastic in their brain. Isn't that fucked up? A credit card in their brain worth of plastic. Now, for guys as well, we have it in our testicles. I imagine it's in all of our organs. It's just flowing through our bloodstream, which is actually terribly scary. Like you want to just try, like, this is something that's super easy to implement. I'm going to rate this quite high. Very easy to implement, fairly cheap, makes a big difference, mainly in the long term, right? Especially with your hormones, specifically we're talking about testosterone here, but testosterone is health, and this is all relating. Swap out your cutting boards for something wooden. Throw out all your plates or whatever. If you have anything plastic, stop drinking out of plastic water bottles, which I've been doing lately because I'm in Thailand. It's a lot harder. Put your pills and food in glass. Just swap plastic for glass and wood in anything you put your food in, anything you're drinking from, anything around like food and consumption, right? You just want to not touch it, not wear it, just get that shit away from you, right? So saying no to plastic, I would rate that pretty high. I might put that in B. Actually, no way, that's gonna stay in A. All right, let's speak about an interesting one. Let's speak about sleep. Now, I'm sure you guys will know by now, sleep is going to be like your testosterone is built in your sleep. And they even showed, I think even one night of really bad sleep can lower your T levels by 15%. 15% from one night of bad sleep. And so yeah, your testosterone is made in your sleep, and you need that. So getting good quality sleep, 7 to 8 hours quality. It's built in your REM sleep. So if you have a sleep watch, whoop out or something, you'll be able to track that and see. So again, guys, all of these work good in combination. So if you're lifting weights and you're sleeping well and you're in a surplus, your T levels are going to be higher. Just like a fitness coach would tell you to do all these: eat enough, lift heavy, sleep properly. Pretty much, you're going to gain size and muscle and testosterone. Now, yeah, so that is that. In terms of ease of implementation, that's up to you. This is where things get a little bit tricky with your schedule and avoiding blue light and finishing your last meal and making sure you protect your sleep. I've got another video on sleep specifically, so you can check that out. It's about 20 minutes long, but I'll tell you everything you need to know about getting good quality sleep, so watch that after. Next one, sunlight. Now, as what I've been doing the past few weeks has been a lot more, to be honest, I've made a fair few changes, but I've been mostly cooking at home, so very clean. I've been lifting heavy weights and getting way more sun. So those three, I can feel that sun has been a big thing, especially even when I'm taking vitamin D, 10,000 IU, I do notice I just feel stronger, I feel more power, testosterone. There was times where I was supplementing it a few years ago, and I did get tested about a month later. My T levels were fairly high. And yeah, it's intuitive, I feel, but there's a lot of research showing that vitamin D, it is literally a precursor to testosterone. So I would easily throw this up here. Ease of implementation, you go outside the sun, get 20 to 30 minutes of sun every day. Your hormones will thank you. You get bigger biceps. Again, I'm flat because I haven't eaten and I'm fasting right now, dehydrated. Ugh. But yeah, you will get stronger. You will boost your testosterone. Sunlight is super important, super important. Yeah, it's free, it's easy to implement, and it's good for you. So we love the sun. Next one, Tonkat Ali. Now, when I work with my clients, my whole mindset around herbs is you got to be really careful because there is some research saying it really works. I know Kino Body has a supplement with Tonkat Ali, and he really stands by it. I know a friend who was taking Tonkat Ali and he was getting like severe headaches. I think if you naturally have very high free testosterone and taking this can cause issues, do your research. Make sure you're getting a really good reputable brand. I cannot recommend a brand to you. I would suggest even speaking to a naturopath, someone that can hook you up with really good quality supplements that have been tested, and do it the right way because herbs can fuck you up way harder than nutrients and minerals, right? So I'll just be careful with the Tonkat Ali and all these random herbs. And yeah, there's been a lot of mixed reviews. I've heard from friends and bro science that it works a lot, but I would honestly put it in D. I'll just put it in C, to be honest. You know. Now, this one, actually, we'll save that for last. Stress, lowering stress, getting rid of stress. Well, you can't get rid of stress, but being okay. What this is saying is low stress. So low stress is going to be really good, right? Ease of implementation can be very hard depending on your life. Sometimes life is fucking stressful, but at the same time, you want to implement protocols that lower your stress so you can be less stressed, so your hormones aren't fucked, so you're not performing worse. So it's one of those where people take on stress maybe a bit too much, whereas if they ease back on the thing, you know, they stopped working as much, they took time off training, their stress went down, they'll recover better, their hormones will be better, their T levels will go higher. Because your cortisol, when your cortisol is high, your T will have to be low. When your cortisol is low, your T levels will often be high. They cannot be both high at the same time or both low at the same time. So stress is a massive one. I think I struggled a lot with stress growing up, and I don't think I ever felt like I had mad good T levels because even though I was doing all the other things pretty well, I was always very stressed. That was like the one variable I had. So I actually know pretty well from intuitive instinction or my experience that having low stress is going to be massive for you. Like this is going to be a massive T boost. And there's a ton of research on it. High cortisol is not going to help with high testosterone. It's often you cannot have both at once, right? So last one, I think you guys will be able to guess this. Maybe not. Testosterone boost. I spoke about this in my other supplement one, but again, like this one has Tonkat Ali in it, horny goat weed, probably has boron, probably has zinc. Again, these can work. It's like it's a supplement at the end of the day. So you got to be careful with what's actually in it. You got to trust the brand they're coming from, and you also have to have these dialed in because these are like the impact levels. Like if you don't have any of these dialed in and you're taking this and doing ice baths, well, your T levels are gonna suck. So I would say ease of implementation. It's very easy. Cost, usually these are quite pricey. Impact size, very shit. Um, Evidence strength, very shit. This will be the only one I put in D tier. So yeah, again, summary with all these. You want to be eating enough. You want to be hitting weights, getting stronger week by week. You want to be recovering properly. Your T levels, your test is built in your sleep. This is sun, which is, sorry, I was thinking of something else, which I should have included healthy fats and a clean diet, but let's just pretend I already spoke about that. That will definitely be an S tier. Eating enough, eating high quality foods, good quality fats. Cholesterol in the fats is a precursor to testosterone. Let's just pretend that's in here, right? It's a nutrient, right? Yeah, your T levels are gonna be like your test. Sorry, is gonna be built in your REM sleep, so getting good quality sleep. Sun is a precursor. Cortisol has to be low. Plastic is fucking your hormones and lives in your brain. Easy to get rid of. Same as this, same kind of thing. Ice bath, do it sometimes, can lower your stress. It's cool, but maybe don't do it. And then supplements, they all kind of, with zinc, if you're deficient, it's gonna help. Tonkat Ali, this one, not the biggest impact. So I hope you guys gained a bit of an understanding as to why I rank these the way I did and how they kind of affect each other and how one will be more effective if the other one is locked in. So yeah, when it comes to tests, really just focus on these. You could focus on all these and none of these, and you will have very high tests. Whereas the opposite, if you focused completely on these but didn't follow these, even if you neglected one of these, if you just neglected one of these, your T levels will be affected massively. So hope you guys found that useful. If you did, leave a like, sub, comment. If you want me to personally audit your performance in terms of your progress towards your business goals and like just how you're performing, energy, focus, productivity, and some kind of game plan going forward, then DM me the word audit on Instagram. Link is in the bio, and have a good one. Bye bye.